Hello pandas of the internet, my name is Panda-chan. I'm a full-time artist-ish, a part-time cosplayer, and this was a way longer hiatus than I expected. If I'm being honest, burnout and the stress of work just kind of overwhelmed me and made it impossibly daunting to return to any creative endeavors. It was stressful to try scheduling and not a lot of things brought me joy. I am feeling better and I do want to make more videos, and I hope you'll join me for this again. This time though, I plan to not just stick to horror stories, but for my first video back, let's read one together. So, in today's horror story, we see the perfect example of not every table fitting every player, and how sometimes, as Crit Crab says, no D&D is better than bad D&D. And without further ado, grab a drink, relax, and let's get into the story. This RPG horror story was posted by Send Me Book Recs Please. Other players make me feel stupid and useless. I'm not sure if I'm the problem, which is why I've come to all you folks. I've been playing multiple different TTRPGs for 5+ years now, have been DMing in D&D 5e for over half that, and have been a weekly D&D player with 4 different groups plus dozens of one-shot weekends. I like to think I'm a good player, but don't we all? Okay, but where do you have the time to not only DM but play in 4 different groups across multiple RPGs and have time for one-shot weekends? One of my more regular groups makes me feel like I'm a horrible player. And I think it's because our playstyles don't match. However, I'm worried it's because I actually do suck at the table. Here's the context. I'm a woman, and they're all men. They also have 10+ more years of TTRPG experience than me, even though we're close enough in age. I was excited to play with them because I'd learn so much, and in the beginning it was great. However, after a few months, they started having little post-session powwows to tell me everything I did wrong, and that has continued for years now. Okay, rude. They're metagaming murder hobos who solve every problem, encounter, and plot hook by killing everyone and looting. And yes, they get mad at the DM when there are consequences for such actions. Rude. I'm talking having monster stat blocks open on their phones as we are in a combat metagaming. Rude. So if my character wasn't mid-maxed for murder, I'd hear about it. My barbarian doesn't grapple enough, my bard doesn't buff enough, my wizard is useless, and I cannot stress this enough. Rude. Here's where I think I might have effed up. I used to RP a lot and pull at the plot hooks the DM left for us, but because they didn't and just looked for the next fight, it ended up being a lot of things led by me or focused on me. I think the DM outwardly admitted to only weaving my backstory into the campaign because no one else bothered to write one. That makes me uncomfortable because it didn't feel like I was making enough space for them at the table. I have asked the DM multiple times to not make me be the face or talk to me directly instead of the whole group, but he always falls back into the habit. If I was a player where one person was getting all the cool lore drops and attention from the DM, I'd be upset. From someone who has made bare bones characters without backstories, albeit from different reasons, I do understand and feel like it would be more difficult for the DM to include backstories that don't really exist. It seems like the DM might be putting you in the front because there is nothing else to work with. I do get it being uncomfortable though. So, a year ago, I completely changed my playstyle. No more good aligned characters, no more issues with killing innocents, no more interacting with NPCs, no more backstory. Literally, my current character is an antisocial baker who got drafted into the war. That's it, just here to kill and follow the whims of her troop, because she has to. You know what, fair? That's a very good idea. Instead of just leaving the party, just match their energy. But in a party of 3 tanks, barbarian, fighter, and 1 damage-focused cleric, I built a utility/control caster, and they hate it. The eye rolls every time I cast something that isn't fireball, and the post-session conversation on what I did wrong and the late night text about how I could better build my character moving forward are really starting to wear me down. I consider these dudes as good friends, but I also want to leave the table and never hang out with them again. Both would be very valid options. Honestly, that is... I have brought this up to the DM and he has tried to support me. However, he's not there for a lot of the side convos about how I'm playing incorrectly. So, did I just sour their attitude towards me with my entire backstory plus lore-based playing? Or is it just a clash of playstyles? I don't have any problems at my other tables, but these guys have started eating away at my confidence that I'm starting to question every little choice I make in other games too. Okay, so I approach every one of these stories with the opinion that there are multiple sides to the story, and maybe there's a side we don't get to see from the OP. But from what I read, it kinda just feels like bullying. Here's the thing, if you're not having fun, and I don't believe getting a little debrief of everything you did wrong in a game you play for fun is, well, fun. And if you don't have fun, then what's the point of playing? People you spend so much time with should notice and care. I honestly feel bad for the OP and the DM who most likely had you as the only person who was meaningfully engaging in a story they wanted to tell. Losing you will probably not be great for the DM, but I do not think you should stay at a table that makes you feel like that. So I think leaving would be the best option for you, OP. But with that, we have come to the end of the horror story. The link to the original story is in the description. You can find my social media links down there as well. Leave me a like, subscribe, and in the comments, let me know what's your best murder hobo concept. If you want to get your character drawn as a part of my 500 subscriber promise, follow and message me on Bluesky. The link is down in the description. And with all of that being said, I will see you next time.